To break that Sydney streak is the Adelaide 36ers, so more than happy to take them as the underdog in this one. And if you want it a little bit safer, then you can play the handicap there. I think 5.5 is just a little too short. I think Adelaide can definitely cover that as the underdog. If you're looking to play the total points, then I'd probably take the under in this one. Enjoy the game, and most importantly, gamble responsibly.
I'm never off my grind. I'm always on time. I'm ahead of the game. I'm first place. I'm in my prime. Hard work that pays off. I pay dues. I'm paid off. Cross me, get crossed off. I'm so fresh. I'm so raw. Go hard like A-Day. It's game time like A-Day. I ball hard and clutch play. It's game time like A-Day. Now let the games begin.
Well, it's the last Friday night of the Hungry Jacks NBL regular season, and the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix are looking to finish their homestand in style with a 7th win for the Heartland faithful. But their opponents tonight, the Adelaide 36ers, may be in their best form of the season, coming off back-to-back wins against title contenders Perth and Sydney. It shapes as an interesting clash as we welcome you to John Cain Arena for the continuation of round 21 of the NBL season. Hello, everybody. I'm John Casey. Great to have your company here on a Friday night. I'm with championship winners Leonard Copeland and Pete Hawley. Last 9 games between these teams have been decided by single figures. We could be in for a good one.
Well, we could be, but as you said, Case, both these teams have had less than desirable seasons, so you want to finish the season on the right note, especially if you're the Phoenix. We talk about title contending teams. Everybody had the Phoenix up there in pre-season, early on in the season. Hasn't gone the way they would have liked, so you want to send your fans out on a bit of a high note, but you're playing an Adelaide team that one of the hottest teams in the competition with a big win over Perth and a big win over Sydney.
This is the first of our doubleheader, and a little later we're going to the Wild West, and Perth will play host to Illawarra, 4th against 3rd. Massive playoff implications there. Really looking forward to that clash, but let's focus on Phoenix and Adelaide for the moment, because both have got appointments later in this round 21, and as you say, Hulls, Adelaide looking to finish in style, and so too the Phoenix, Leonard. They'd like to finish with a couple of wins, beat Adelaide, and then of course knock over Perth in the last round and feel good about themselves looking forward to next season.
Absolutely. You want to play for your fans. I mean, although it's a very disappointing season and they know they should have played a lot better this year, you want to go out in style. You know, you want to get that last home win and hopefully get those fans coming back next year.
Mitch Creek, 2nd in the league and scoring 21 a game. He is the main part of the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix starting 5. Brought to you by DoorDash. Use the code DASH2LA to win a trip to see all the Lakers play in LA. Looking forward to that. A lot of talent there, Copes.
Yeah, Leoff and Mumford, 2 very good guards. Strangy in there with the 3. Creek and Shee, now those guys have been doing very well on the boards. Disappointing season, like we said, but there's a lot of talent there.
Well, Mitch Creek's had a ball against Adelaide in the 2 games so far, 27-11 and 29-7. His 2 hauls against his former team, and he has been turning it on. He really does set the tone for this team.
Well, I mean, he's their franchise player. He's been franchise tagged from day one. The Phoenix came on board in the NBL, and he had a fantastic game once again against Tasmania. The question mark has always been, and we know there's been a lot of questions about the Phoenix, does he get involved enough in the clutch that we find out, does the ball get in his hands? Should he be the one at least just taking the shot? He's their superstar, and I think they should live and die with him a lot more.
Dusty Hannes has been turning it on for the Adelaide 36ers. He came up with 22 in Sydney and equal best 23 in Perth. Why haven't we seen this on a more consistent basis, Copes?
Well, look, a lot of things. One thing is there's not a lot of pressure now. I mean, the gloves are off. These guys can't make the playoffs. Last couple of home games, he's found his niche, although being a bit too late. But we know he can shoot the ball, and he just looks like he's having fun now.
Yeah, and let's hope it continues here tonight. The Adelaide starting 5, well, he still hasn't forced his way into the DoorDash starting 5 for the Adelaide 36ers, but he's going to be an important component off the bench.
Well, he will be, but as Cope said, the pressure's been off for the Sixers, which is why we've seen them play really well. They went to Perth, got that win, went to Sydney, which I thought was a more impressive win. The way they went about it, Dusty Hannes, you could see just on their faces in both those games, that pressure is right off, which we know when you're not making the finals, there is no pressure, but you still have to try and prove yourself out there, whether you're playing for a contract in the NBL, you're playing somewhere else. But they look like they're just having fun and playing with confidence, and it's kind of once the pressure went off, it brought them all together in a weird way, and they are clearly playing the best basketball they've played so far this season, which I'm sure as an Adelaide 36 fan sitting back at home being like, well, where was this? And I'm sure the players are probably looking in the rearview mirror saying, hang on, if we played like this a bit earlier in the season, this could be a whole different year.
90 against Sydney. They were down 10 in the third quarter, had to dig themselves out of a hole, but they came up trumps. And it's Simon Mitchell addressing the Phoenix as he tries to lift them. They've lost 8 of their last 10, the Phoenix, but they've led in the second half in 8 of their last 10. They just haven't been able to find a way to get across the line.
Oh, no doubt about it. Full automatic car. There is no clutch there. And we've seen that. It's when it comes down to they've had leads. You talk about the last 2 throwdowns. They look like they would potentially walk away with a convincing win in those throwdowns and couldn't get it done in the last quarter. The last quarter has been an issue. The defensive end has been an issue, and some missed opportunities, no doubt, because some of those single-digit losses, you flip those into wins, and all of a sudden you're knocking on the door. And we know with their talent, if they could roll at the right time, then you wouldn't have wanted to face them in a final series. But unfortunately, it just has not panned out the way that I think everybody expected.
Their last 10 losses, all single figures. And they haven't won an opening quarter in their last 5 games. So let's hope for their sake and the fans that they can get off to a good start here.
That doesn't bode well, Case, when we talk about them struggling to finish and they struggle to start.
Absolutely.
Only leaves you 2 quarters to try and get a win.
Well, you spoke about it. I think there's times when you got to get Creaky the ball. I mean, yeah, in the fourth quarter, but get him going early because they will follow him. If he's rolling, then everyone else fits into place.
The Phoenix win the tip and they go to Cheese straight away. Open scoring against Adelaide when they were last in Adelaide. This time he came up empty though, and a chance for Mitch McCarron to bring Adelaide back up the floor. Adelaide using this starting 5, including Hiram Harris, still no Bairstow for the 6th straight game. Harris has been influential. Shares it with Johnson again. They're patient as well with the offense. Shot clock rolls to single numbers from close range. Ditch overcooked it. Now Munford gets head and shoulders beyond him. Likewise, just going to slow it down here. Oh, nice footwork from Tarangi. Baseline. Talked out of the points there. Good recovery from Withers. Ball trickles out of court.
Two back-to-back layups that look like they just slipped out of both players' hands. First Sunday Detch and then Tarangi. But another one, Xavier Mumford, when he's been in attack mode, he's looked really good.
Yeah.
When he first signed, I was really high, and I still am thinking he's a terrific player, and he's had a really good season. I think they've had to use him a lot more in the clutch. We talk about how many pieces they've had to try and fit around in the right spot, trying to put this puzzle together.
Detch, 8 on the shot clock against Liafa, takes him on, tough shot, rattles around the rim and open scoring.
A lot of that with Mumford as well is when you're trying to play 3 or 4 guys in that one position, it's hard to, just to stay focused. It's hard to keep your confidence, to be consistent. So without giving him all the blame, I think there's definitely some better ways of playing him.
Tarangi off the mark. Phoenix 0 of 3 from the field to start the game as Harris gets it from Withers. A little over 90 seconds played in the opening quarter. Daniel Johnson in great form.
This is a danger matchup for Joe Chi. We know he can get in foul trouble quickly because Daniel Johnson draws fouls as good as anybody in the league. So many different ways. Back to basket, out on the 3-point line. Interesting we haven't seen Mitch Creek and Daniel Johnson match up on each other. Last times they've done that, they've had some explosive first quarters, and I'm pretty sure they shake each other's hands beforehand and try and say, let's just give each other a couple of easy buckets. And that's the wide open 3 for Daniel Johnson. They dodged that one.
Around 14 in Adelaide. They both had 14 in the first quarter. Outside shot off the mark there from Liafa, so none of 2 from long range, none of 4 overall. Adelaide will come up with possession.
Saw the news of Ryan Brockhoff ruled out for the rest of the season with a calf strain now, I believe, after having that AC joint. And that, no doubt, that's not the whole reason that they had this collapse towards the end of the season, but he was playing really good basketball. He wasn't shooting the ball well, but he was having an outstanding season for what he contributed. Mitch McCarron gets lucky, but gets the 2 points to go.
And rebounding.
Everything.
He's doing everything.
Besides Mitch Creek, the one other guy they could not afford to lose in terms of the glue was Ryan Brockhoff. He is a true leader. You could see the way everybody listens to him out on the court. So horrible timing for him to pick up that injury.
Joe Chi opens the Phoenix account. Took 2.5 minutes. The question mark around Chi. Do they need him to come back next season? Here's Sunday Detch firing, knocking down the first 3 of the game as Adelaide open up a 5-point buffer.
Jeez, he's being aggressive early, isn't he?
Much improved 3-point shooter this season after working at it during the off-season with Brett Maher. Detch, it's been good. He's hit 37 threes this season, 32%. which is a big improvement on his career numbers.
100th game today, Sunday Detch. Big congratulations to him. He's been great, and there is Ryan Brockhoff. To be honest, looks very good on the bench, but looks better in a uniform when he's playing.
11.7 rebounds are his averages, and top 10 in the league in steals. Brings a lot to the table. Against Munford, opens his scoring account. Adelaide by 3, took over 3 minutes played opening quarter action at John Cain Arena.
And his stats were great, Brockhoff, but it was more about his leadership and him and diving after balls and grabbing those guys and putting them in a huddle, you know, to get them going, you know, before when they were struggling.
Well, we talk about Mitch Creek being the leader of the team. A lot of that is by example with what he's going to do on the floor. When it comes to being vocal as well, Ryan Brockhoff was that guy. Yeah. And if you go to a game, you can see that when he was playing, and everyone listens to him. He's got that experience. We know what he can bring. So to lose that at a crucial point, it's always going to be hard to recover from that.
Shot clock in red numbers. Detch penetration, trying to protect the shot. She worried him out of the points, and Creek off and running. Leafa to his left, Munford to his right, goes solo, can't complete it. Loose ball scramble, and Harris and Chi collide. Foul's going to be called on Hiram Harris.
It's a good follow by Joe Chi. He's being active, and they're custom frames, Copes?
Yeah,
Would be.
they look good.
18 games is all that he was able to manage, and that's a big chunk. And let's not forget that this was a team that at round 9 was 6-2 on top of the ladder, and even round 14, 11-6 and second on the ladder. But since then, well, things just haven't gone their way. 5 on the shot clock here for the Phoenix. Ball knocked down out of court. They've got 4 to get something happening.
If I'm not mistaken, Brockhoff signed for a couple of years, didn't he?
Yeah, I believe he's on an extension. Only 31.
He's only 31, yeah. Good.
He's got a lot more to bring. I think we're talking in the future of being healthy and just the confidence that he came with this season after having that end of the stint last season. You're talking about an all-NBL caliber player once he puts it all together.
Absolutely.
No doubt about that. It's an NBA player. He's played so well.
And it's funny, he's known as a three-point shooter, but he gave
involved.
a lot more than just three-pointers this year.
Adelaide being casual with the ball. Yet to turn it over, but they've tried hard. But outside shooting has been all the bottom of the net. Sunday Detch 2 of 2. Adelaide by 6.
I think CJ told him, look, it's your 100th game. Anytime you get to have a little milestone, you have the ultimate green light.
Tell you what, whoever's guarding him needs to stop going under that screen now.
Joe Chi muscles his way inside. He's got 4.
You have to stop going under now. It's 2 of 2. Little down screen, and Damian Martin trying to go under both the staggers.
Not going to work.
Well, he was always going to turn into it. But this is what we're talking about, playing with confidence as Joe Chi. That's the moves on Kai Soto.
Ooh, nice move.
We saw Sunday Detch hit 6 of 10 threes against Illawarra back in round 8. Can turn it on. Look at pass here. Soto checks into the game. Immediate impact from him as well. So they've got the answer so far, Adelaide. 5 of 8 from the field at 63%. At the other end, it's a contrast. 3 of 10, the Phoenix now at 30%, and none of 3 from deep. Compared with Adelaide's 2 of 3, and Detch has been doing the damage. Shares it with McCarron. Inside Soto, hook shot from long range. Couldn't make it work off the window. The middle stage of the opening quarter. Whistled off the ball.
That's what we call on Sunday Detch. Dusty Hanners is checking in. So, Copes, over under 37 seconds for him to get his first one up. Dusty Hanners after his last 2 games. 37 seconds.
30 seconds. It'll take him less than 10 seconds to get a shot up. Are you kidding me? He'd be smart. What does he have to lose?
Here's Chi wheeling and dealing inside as well. Passive D play by Johnson, but he's pinged for the foul nonetheless. His first personal chance at 3-point play here. Joe Chi is giving him all sorts of problems.
Well, he is, and this is why I tried to go to him early, and Daniel Johnson didn't like it. You just see his left leg. He was trying to use that to push right there, lift his left leg up. Not a whole lot in it, but that's what the referee was signaling as well. And this is
61% free throw shooter this season, 50 of 82, Joe Chi. 12 points, 7 boards, second in block shots, 64% from the field. Would you bring him back next season, Copes?
Certainly would have a look at it. I mean, look, he's been great for the league, blocking shots. He just seems to play a lot better against the stronger big men, Joe Luau, Chul, and those. But he struggles against guys like Daniel Johnson because they can shoot from outside. So something you got to look at.
There you go.
Can be exploited. Dusty Hannahs creates something very
Straight
sharp.
away.
Straight away.
I said 37 seconds, about 3.5 seconds.
I think that's what Copes predicted. There's Liafa away from Sunday Ditch.
If he's smart, he'll take the next one as well.
Good ball movement. Get it outside, but Glidden, he's open. Can't connect. The three-point woes continue for the Phoenix. They're none of 4 from deep.
This is another thing with the Phoenix. You talk about their struggles and talk a little bit about them in the clutch, but they were a team designed to shoot a lot of threes and have to make a lot of threes to win some games. And I remember very early in the season, they had that game after starting really well at Kudos Bank Arena against the Kings where no one could buy a 3 until the last quarter. And that was when we were saying they can't have a game like that again. And they've had multiple ones where just everybody has been cold at the same night. You look at their shooting ability. Liafa can knock it down. Mitch Creek was shooting at a high clip this season. Cam Glidden, we know his history. Ryan Brockhoff, Kyle Adnam. These guys can all shoot the 3 ball. Need to knock them down. And just they've had too many nights where they've all been cold.
But you know what? You said it. Sometimes you can have too many scorers on a team. And you don't have enough role players. Everyone on that team can score. Yes, you can score, but everyone shouldn't have to score. I mean, you got 3 main guys that you should try to get the ball to. And if they're not rolling, then, yeah, you pass that ball off. But
that can't happen.
31% on the season, 7th in the competition. Southeast Melbourne Phoenix from deep. This man, Dusty Hannahs, though, maybe the best free throw shooter in the competition. 53 of 56, 95% coming into this game, and just helps himself to the first pair there for Adelaide. 4 in the game for Hannahs, and it's a game high. 7-point lead. A little over 4 minutes out from quarter time.
with all this talent, I just don't see why they struggle so much in the first quarter and in the fourth quarter. I don't get it.
Well, unfortunately, they don't get it either because they would have tried everything they can to fix it. But something that's really stood out for me is their assists in 2020 when they entered the league. They led the league in assists with just under 19 a game. If Soto misses that one. And then last season, they were second in the league at 19 a game. And this season, they're dead last in assists per game, just under 15 per game. That means that, one, you're not making shots, yes, but that ball's not zipping around.
That's right.
Like it used to. This is a team that's first 2 years, as Adnam comes in, draws the foul. First 2 years, they had no issue scoring the ball. Leading the league in scoring, but also giving up the most amount of points. So the real question was defense. With all the different rosters, the changes, trying to get everybody out there, they haven't been able to find that to click to who is going to be that guy to pass the ball. Let's talk about last season with Kiefer Sykes. Yep. When he was injured, Kyle Adnam started. Had 13 assists in one game. Completely changed the way he played. As I said, I still think Xavier Mumford is a really good signing for him.
But you struggle to have Mumford, Adnam, Liafa, all trying to play one position.
That's one too many. Phoenix back to within 2 here.
Lockie Barker into the game.
Parker.
No Foxwell tonight. He's at the Nationals. He had
Jeez.
30 points today, I think, in the Nationals, but he's been the first man off the bench.
National Under-20 Championships. Pressure up the floor here on Adelaide, but they break it down. Hannah's wide open for the triple. Can't connect. McCarron, the offensive rebound. Couldn't connect either from close range. Lufelmeyer back to Sunday Ditch, who's been connecting, but not on this occasion. Lufelmeyer got it back, but stood on the line, according to the referee.
Chance here for Barker to get some minutes, get some shots up, because I believe his Frankston Blues in the NBL1 start their season tonight. And that's a 40-minute game, 40-shot game for Lockie Barker, so hopefully you can get a couple up here.
You spoke about assists. That means everyone's going at their own. Everyone's trying to score themselves.
G takes on Soto, draws a foul. He's off to the free throw line again. Soto picks up his first personal, 6th team foul on Adelaide in this opening quarter.
I do like the Phoenix have given Joe Chi that reign. Every time he's on the floor, first possession, just let him go hard. Pick up some fouls. They got a couple fouls on Daniel Johnson going at Kai Soto. He picked one up.
Only had 7 and 8 points in the 2 games against Adelaide. so far this season. So this has been an enterprising start for him to have 7 already.
I think you mentioned a case just before about with Joe Chi. I'd love to see him back for the Phoenix. I think there's, as you mentioned as well, Copes, certain matchups that he can be really dominant against and have those, and there's others that we see. NBL over the last few years, they love playing small ball, so in those games maybe he doesn't play as much, but there's still plenty of opportunity there, and he's had some big games.
6 unanswered points from the Phoenix. They're back to within 1. As Hannah's exploring. Got in the air against Ashley. Soto's hook shot again off the mark, so he's now 1 of 4 from the field. Chance for the Phoenix to take the lead. Ashley. Sag off him. Oh, he wanted to get the pass to Glidden. Picked off. Dupelmeyer with support. Throws it to Withers, who takes them on and earns a trip to the free throw line. 2-3
zone from the Phoenix, something we haven't seen a whole lot of this season. I don't mind it. Something different. And maybe that's something they could have looked at when their defense was struggling throughout the season of, look, we're not speaking of Simon Mitchell, a lot of it was, okay, our bigs are struggling in the on-ball, Brandon Ashley, Joe Chi, and then it was the guards once they fixed the bigs. So they never found the consistency. Really locking into a 2-3 zone with a certain lineup wouldn't have been a bad thing to try. I mean, we've seen differently. Syracuse zone, they did it so well for so long.
Absolutely.
If you just lock into being, okay, with this lineup, with Joe Chi out there, maybe we're going to play zone for however long and really try and perfect that.
So Withers makes the back end to open his scoring account. Adelaide by 2, a little over 2 minutes out from quarter time. When these teams last played round 17, Adelaide led it easily at quarter time. Couple of turnovers now for Brandon Ashley.
Again, playing 9 or 10 guys in the first quarter, too, is something strange to me. I mean, I know times have changed, especially when we play, but I'm just saying, how do you get...
Well, a lot of it now is with that season doesn't matter. You still want to give that opportunity.
Of course. How do you get consistent? Where's the consistency? When you're trying to play that many guys in 1 quarter, in 10 minutes.
I wouldn't want to be doing the weather in that. I couldn't see it. It was a green screen joke, Copes.
Yeah. I went right over my head. Got it.
But you're right. They've done that all season long. They have. I mentioned it now, but just trying to see, again, who's hot, who's not. But hard to get players feeling confidence that way.
100%.
Xavier Mumford is someone who's like, okay, I'm playing really well. I know my minutes are going to be here. Maybe I close out the game. Maybe I don't close out the game.
Good defensive stance there from Adelaide. Shot clock expires on the Phoenix after Withers had rejected the shot.
Really an interesting off-season, no doubt, for the Phoenix. And the first one is going to be Mitch Creek, what happens there, because he comes back, you can try and build that team around your franchise player. He has come out and said, he said in the press conference last week, I believe, that if he plays in the NBL, it will be for the Phoenix.
Well, this is a team that looked as though it was going to the grand final last season, led by 16 in the second quarter of game 3 of the semi-final series.
They were 20 minutes of game time away from winning a title. If they beat Melbourne, they win.
Yep.
With no Bryce Cotton in that grand final series, they were going to struggle to beat whoever it was going to be. Withers knocks it down. So that's what really hurts. Yes, you're in a semi-final series, but you're 20 minutes of a game away from having a ring.
Little over a minute out from quarter time. Adelaide by 5. Margin's been as big as 7. They've led exclusively since Sunday. Detch open scoring. Glidden off the mark. Chi tapped it to his own advantage and kept it alive. Johnson playing against him already has 1 foul. Chi muscles his way and helps himself to 2 more. He's into double figures.
10 points, 4 rebounds. He's got 3 O-boards. Really aggressive, and the energy's there.
Withers with a foot on the accelerator, coast to coast. Too hard off the window. Glidden quick outlet. Adnam. Phoenix looking to grab some momentum here toward quarter time. Adnam exploring, nothing on offer, goes solo. It was a good option.
No doubt they have talent on this team. There's no doubt, we know that. They just got to figure it out. Do you bring different imports in next year?
As Dusty Hannahs opens up for him, and from close range he helps himself to 2 more. Now with 6 in the game. Adelaide appear to have the answers so far. They're up 3. Last play of the opening quarter. Xavier Mumford with it. And some latitude by Withers. Shares it with Krieg, who pulls the trigger on a 3. It's off the mark. Glidden, the offensive rebound. That's after the event, going to be waved away. So for the 6th straight game, the Phoenix trail at quarter time. At the end of 1, it's Adelaide 22, the Phoenix 19. Stay with us here on the Hungry Jacks NBL. First quarter honours at John Cain Arena with the Adelaide 36ers, although Joe Chi had plenty to say about it for the Phoenix. His 10 points came on 4 of 7 shooting, but Sunday Detch with 8 points, including 2 of 3 from deep, eases Adelaide to a 3-point edge at the end of 1. And tonight's winner of the $50 Kmart gift card is Michael Harrison, who's there, his 10-year-old son and his cousin. First ever NBL game. Look like they're having fun. Congratulations to you. We really thank Kmart for their support of the Hungry Jacks NBL as well. Adelaide with a possession arrow to get us underway. Term number 2. Led exclusively in that opening quarter. Daniel Johnson yet to score in the game. Somewhat surprisingly, feeds Withers, who's off the mark with his opening shot.
Todd Withers doesn't look like he's going to be passing that ball much tonight. Come out. The time he's caught it, you're going to let that one fly.
Hasn't had the season he would have hoped for, nor that Adelaide were expecting either for Todd Withers. Here's Munford wheeling to the top of the key, got an open look and splashes the triple there. First, or the second of the night after being 1 of 7 from deep in the opening quarter.
He's solid, though. He's a solid point guard who can a combo guard who can get it done.
I like Johnson. Johnson opens his scoring account. I think Munford would work into the Adelaide rotation nicely next season.
With you on that, actually, Case. That's exactly the kind of piece you think they need to work alongside of Detch and McCarron.
Yep. I just think that they need the support, and we'll hear more about that as this game goes on. But let's go courtside for the first time tonight. Maddie Garrick is there for us.
Hi boys, I am courtside here. I've actually missed you guys. We didn't have a stoppage in the first half or first quarter there. I listened into Simon Mitchell and what he had to say. He was telling the boys that they need to pick up their defense and also get the ball back inside to Joe Chi, because that's where they were getting their scoring points. Now it didn't feel like they were down by 3 points. It definitely feels here in the stadium tonight that they're down by a lot more. So hopefully they can heat it up. It's a little bit cold here. I miss talking to you guys. So we'll see how this game goes in the end, and hopefully they can fire up.
Great to have you back.
Thanks, Matty.
DJ, baseline, can't connect.
Straight off the plane from Bali, I believe, Matty.
Good for some. It's a chance for the Phoenix to edge a little closer here. Adelaide by 5. Glidden gets it to Munford, who fires again. This time couldn't make it work. Daniel Johnson with a rebound and charges off with the ball-carrying duties as well.
Give up a 3 to Dusty Hannes, then you try and answer back really quickly with that, and you leave Sunday Deck just knocked down 2. Dodge a bullet there. We'll get a good look down here, and as Matty said, Simon Mitchell wants get the ball to Joe Chi. He's had success early. He's got 10 points. He's demanding a lot of attention. Don't just have to force it in there. What play can you run to try and get him the ball where he wants it? Jeez. And that's what I mean by forcing. That's where the timeout's coming. Yes, Damian Martin's pointing right now to Ruben Tony, saying, I want you to lead for it, get the ball. But you can also run a play, whether it's a cross screen, because really
1 to 5 cross screen.
Joe Chi's strength is not going to be backing someone down to get to his spot. Daniel Johnson's going to push him all the way out. Set a cross screen, make Daniel Johnson have to fight over it. So this could be, we'll have a hand on the trigger here. This could be a quick boy from Simon Mitchell. Oh, yep, stand up. There you go. So he's telling us exactly that. Nice. We were going to have a listen, and then he goes with the old stand-up. Every coach gets one, and rightly so. I mean, we just highlighted it. Matty spoke to us about what Simon Mitchell wanted. He can't just force it. There's got to be a play. If you're the point guard, Xavier Mumford right now, what play can you run to get that cross screen, get it down screen, get the ball to Joe Chi in the post? Daniel Johnson was just being physical, trying to push him off the block. They blew up the pass to the wing to Tarangi and then threw it out of bounds.
My question is, when you've had a season like this, and a disappointing season, you're losing, there's no fire with these guys. Has he lost the squad? I'm asking the question.
I mean, the fire, when you don't make finals, how disappointing it would have been. It's going to be hard to ignite that flame. No doubt. But again, you know how disappointing it is. Everybody had you being successful this season. So got to find a way just to come out and finish the season on the right note. There's just no other way to think about it.
And Copes, I really don't enjoy, nor do I adhere to or subscribe to the coach ever losing the players, because it's up to the players.
Yep.
It's not up to Simon to motivate them. Get off and do it yourself.
Coach.
Do it for yourself. Do it for your own pride. Show something. You can't be hiding
100%.
behind the coach has lost the players. That just doesn't sit well with me.
Copes lost me on our China trip very early, but we went undefeated and won the whole thing. So look what happens.
I motivated you. I got you going, didn't I? With the checkbook.
We're not, well, we won't go there.
But I hear you, Case. But you're right. These guys are playing for their future. They're playing for the fans.
Yep.
There needs to be more urgency. I mean, I know you're not making the playoffs, but give me something. I'm paying for these tickets.
Yep. 4 on the shot clock. McCarron with the left hand can't convert. Particularly after the coach has just told you he wanted something and you don't come up with it, or the complete opposite. Only after pass to Tarangi sort of zigged when he needed to zag. So they've coughed it up once more. That's 5 turnovers to 1.
Just a train wreck, isn't it?
Really turnovers. Phoenix have looked after the ball extremely well this season. They average only 11 a game. Second best in the competition. Got a little pressure up the floor now on Sunday Deck. She's doing the ball carrying duties. Leaving McCarron for the moment. To go to 3 minutes played in this second quarter. A reminder, Perth versus Illawarra. Still coming your way. Johnson wide open for the three. Comes up with a finish.
We've had back-to-back turnovers, the timeout in between, and you try and get the ball to Joe Chi, turn the ball over, and then you give up a wide open 3 to Daniel Johnson. That has been a layup for a decade, and another turnover.
An easy layup once more for Adelaide, and now lead by double figures. They've scored the last 10 points here.
We might be getting close to a 5-on-5 off type substitution from Simon Mitchell.
Well, something needs to happen because he's called 2 timeouts and they're not responding. I asked that question. What's going to get you going?
That's why I think if you're going to play like this and you don't have that fire in your belly, then you have got the young guys. I know Foxwell's not there, but you've got Barker, you've got Forsyth, who guys who just maybe want that chance. They're going to go out there and play hard. Look, we've seen that. The Adelaide 36ers did that last season. Cairns, undermanned, they're going to play hard.
Yeah.
New Zealand Breakers, when they got healthy, couldn't make the finals, but they played hard.
And I guarantee you the fans would appreciate that more than having superstars out there not giving their all.
12-0 run now for the Adelaide 36ers, coming off road wins in Perth and Sydney. Looking for their 3rd consecutive road win. Cheat from close range.
He's bailed him out there, and he's bailed them out there. That's not a good shot.
That's a horrible shot.
Ditch. It's Munford picks up the dribble. Here's Daniel Johnson. Harris working on Tarangi. The two Kiwis go at it. And Harris gets him going the wrong way with a left hand. Nice finish to open his scoring account.
Oh, Harris cannot have this dance. Look at the footwork.
He's been given added responsibility, Hiram Harris, and he's answered the challenge. Season high of 12 against Brisbane back in round 18.
That's a good shot. Wide open three. Step into it, knock it down. Just their third three. 3 of 10. He gets some stops down this end.
It's all too easy for Adelaide at the moment. Johnson just reels in the ball and casually peels off another three.
I told you Daniel Johnson was going to let that fly. Probably yesterday. Just as soon as you have your hand down, he might not look like he's going to get ready to shoot. But he's unassuming, and everything he does is just so efficient with
8 points, 4 boards for Daniel Johnson. Harris playing a little bit of soccer.
Here's this first one.
Just nobody near him anywhere.
So he's just knocked that one down. So this one here, look, he doesn't look like he's going to shoot it. Looking to the left. It was always going to shoot that ball.
386th appearance in the NBL. This game, Daniel Johnson averages 15 points, 7 rebounds, 35% from deep. Exceptional numbers. He'll be up in the voting when the 36ers hold their MVP night next Friday night in Adelaide. Sky City. Nice finish coming off the bench there. Mo King joins the three-point party.
Mo King has found his spot in the last few weeks, and it's been as soon as you get on the floor, you got daylight, let it fly. And he can do that because he's been knocking them down.
15-point lead now for Adelaide. Munford exploring, short-armed it. Johnson the rebound. King working hard for him on the other wing. Hands over to Dufelmeyer. Here's Dufelmeyer, lob pass. Knocks it down. Chance at a three-point play. Simon Mitchell and the Phoenix have got big problems here.
Well, things are going from bad to worse. Poor shot selection on one end and down the other end. Just a little driving lane. Maybe Munford was mismatched anyway. He had no choice but to come over across late. And one opportunity. This is getting ugly.
22-8 in this quarter for Adelaide. Score was 22-all earlier in this period. So 22-5 since then. Toto can't make the extra. Big lead though for the 36ers. In a rich vein of form. Adnam kicks outside, high arc on the shot, wouldn't work there for Tarangi. Adnam kept it alive, did a great job of it. Smallest man on the floor. Gets the O-board, now Glidden works it down low. Krieg in the mismatch here with Tad Dufelmeyer. Double team arrives, left Glidden open. He steps to his right for three. Couldn't get the finish. But Johnson again, happy to do the ball carrying duties. Now needs help. Finds Hannes working against Adnam. Lost control, almost got it back, then lost it again. You can see the funny side. Adelaide, just their second turnover in the game.
Big 2 minutes 50 here for the Phoenix. Down 17.
At home.
Last home game of the season.
Against Adelaide.
It's a big 2 minutes 49 just to get some momentum going into halftime. It's something going.
6-7 at home this season, the Phoenix. Last year 9-9. Season before 6-8. CJ Bruton, his first season as head coach of the Adelaide 36ers. It's been a rocky road for him, but a credit to him and the team, the way that they have closed it out here is we'll try and get into the huddle there and listen in with CJ and his team. And of course, have to back up on Sunday against New Zealand is Tasmania.
Wide or lay with Kyle Adnam. Adnam's the one. Down here, so the down screen, he back cuts. He sent the pick, set the screen high at the rim. The guy coming off has got the lob or he's got weak side. We good? Wide or lay. Defensively, you got to box out. You got to box out. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Sit in on drive.
Well, who we're revealing here? I know that man. He is in the house.
Coolest man in town.
Corey Williams, part of the NBL commentary team, just kicking back there.
Tell you what, Phoenix, put a jersey on him. Get him out there. Pass the rock.
Tell you what, there needs to be someone on that team to grab those players, forget about Simon,
Yep.
and give them a spray and say, look, this isn't good enough. We're playing for the name on the front of our chest and the name on the back of our jerseys.
It's easier in hindsight. It's a good take there about what kind of piece they needed. But you think about that 11th spot on every single team as Mohamed King tries to hit back-to-back threes. 11th spot on the team doesn't play a whole lot on any team. So when it comes down to thinking about that, Dave Anderson was training for a little bit before hanging up the boots. But so was Adam Gibson. Two guys who really would have pulled the reins in at any single moment. As soon as there was any, we call it slippage, both of those players would have made sure that does not happen. It doesn't get worse. It doesn't even get to the point where it becomes unsolvable. And that's something that you look back on. As I said, hindsight's a beautiful thing, but just to have that presence. I know Adam Gibson's still around, but on the floor, playing, okay, I just need 5 minutes here. I'm going to yank everybody in. We're stopping the bleeding right now. And into the season, during the week, those type of players really help.
Holding them accountable.
Exactly right.
Yep, exactly. Let's go courtside. Matty Garrick.
Yeah, just listening into Simon Mitchell's time out there, although he's very animated on the sidelines during play, he didn't really have a lot to say to the players other than just trying to find answers on the defensive end. They said they're going to go to a hard show on defense, but he's just, you know, he seems a little bit defeated at the moment. He's doing multiple rotations. He threw in a zone early on, as we saw, and they're just trying to change it up to that hard showing now. So let's see if they can get back this lead here in the last 2 minutes.
Well, to be fair, as you mentioned, Copes, what more can he do? He had the stand-up timeout. That would have been a spray. They didn't answer it there, although they had a little good period for the last minute here, but they leave Dusty Hannons wide open, and that man is finishing off the season the right way.
He's found that range.
He's playing for a contract.
He is playing for a contract. Although it may not be Adelaide, so he wants someone to have a look at him.
12 points on 4 of 5 shooting. Hit a couple of threes in the game so far. Margin at 16.
That's been the third or fourth time that Adelaide hit a three down one end, and they try and answer back to Phoenix straight away. But as we're back to Simon Mitchell, is what more can he do in this current situation? We're midway in a game. It's not like we're prepping or whatever. I've just given you a spray to try and tell you what I want. Now it's on you guys to come out and deliver.
And that's better as Creek extra pass to Ashley for the 2. Chance at a 3-point play.
We all know how this league works, though. Not this league, professional leagues. I don't care how good or how bad a player is. At the end of the day, if you're not winning, then the coach is the first one they look at.
Well, we're going to talk a little bit about that over the course of the whole night. We know what's coming up next. But it is, you're right. It's professional sports. A lot of teams win a title. Good and smart play from Mitch Creek there.
That's a little bit better. Maybe that'll spark the Phoenix. Mitch Creek making things happen.
That'll frustrate CJ Brood.
90 seconds out from halftime. Adelaide by 14. They started this term leading by 3.
1-3-1 zone. Don't leave that man open.
Hannah's off the mark. Tarangi the rebound. Off to Creek. So they grab some momentum here, the Phoenix. Scored the last 4. Creek gets it back from Tarangi. Lob pass. Ashley from close range helps himself to 2 more. Back to 10-point margin. Timeout called by Adelaide. 1:11 left on the clock. So
it's very good for the Phoenix to try and end the first half. CJ Bruton, good timeout, I think. I know it's a minute and 11 to go, but just a couple things. Yes, she missed a 3, but it started with Cosoto not holding that rebound. Mitch Creek got the little hand in there. He got an extra 2 points, and that looked too easy down this end. So quickly stop the bleeding.
Adelaide's highest halftime score against the Phoenix coming up in this one as Simon Mitchell goes into the huddle there. I recall a timeout last season in Adelaide when Brian Gourgen's team weren't following instructions. He called timeout and I stood behind the huddle. He didn't speak to them at all.
Oh, there was a GIF. He turned into a GIF.
He just stared at them, didn't he? And he looked along the line to every one of them and didn't have to say anything. I was getting the message and I wasn't even part of the huddle.
Of course. That's that stare that lets you know if you don't go out there and do what you're supposed to do, you probably won't be here next year.
If we weren't on TV, something else might be happening here.
Absolutely.
I'm just looking at you. Of course, this is the first of our doubleheader tonight. Gambesto on the background there. Like to see him back in uniform and doing better. And Perth against
the entree.
Illawarra. Perth 4th, needing to win. Illawarra 3rd. Well, they can lock up 3rd if they can beat Perth. The Wildcats, will plenty been said in the media as well. Scott Morrison, the coach, has had a bit to say, and we'll tell you more about that as the night progresses. But Red Army, they are going to be foaming it, and they need a win. I think they'll get it.
They need to win badly.
I reckon they'll get it, Case.
I think they'll get it even without Vic Law. So many times a team loses a star player and others pick up the pieces. It's amazing. And in basketball in particular, there's only 5 on the court. It seems to happen more than, say, a football game where 18 on the field, you lose a star player. It shouldn't matter that much. It's only 5%. In basketball, it's 20%. Somehow those numbers don't seem to correlate. So we're inside the last 60 seconds of the first half. Dufelmeyer takes on Ashley, who picks up more fouls than any other player in the competition, and that's his first for this evening.
Well, Case, there's 11 blokes in green down in the Apple Isle who hope that you're wrong. Jack Jumbers will be watching.
There's more than 11.
We'll make sure they're watching every second of that.
Oh, look, they've been a credit to the NBL and everyone concerned with that organisation to be 16-11 and still in the hump for playoffs into the last round. It is extraordinary. They've beaten every team in the competition. No other team, franchise or first-year team has done that.
I must admit, I had them dead last when I seen the lineup. I seen the roster.
You weren't the only one.
I said, no way they're going to win more than 6 or 7 games.
You weren't the only one.
Absolutely amazing.
They
Full credit to them.
Will Magnay, 2-year extension, which means that besides their imports, I believe their roster is set. They've got decisions to make on their imports, but every localised roster spot is there.
Feel-good story of the year, of the season.
And that's that's a hard question too. Do you replace your imports to get better, or do you keep that group that's playing well and try to get better?
I'll be keeping Majet, I know that. I think he's done an exceptional job just steadying the ship, running the show. Phoenix have closed to within 9 points here. They were down 17 3 minutes ago. So a good fight back from them as Sunday Ditch exploring, takes them on, draws a foul. He's off to the free throw line as Glidden picks up the personal.
They've done this well the last couple of minutes. That's what's got the Phoenix back in this one. It's just little drive and dishes. Drawing that last line of help, they were playing zone for a little bit, and Brandon Ashley just hanging around. He's benefiting.
Well, it's about execution for the Phoenix because Adelaide is a long way from the best defensive team in the competition.
Absolutely, but when you're winning games, Case, that confidence can get you a little bit further than you think.
That's a good point that you make. Sunday Ditch struggles from the free throw line this season, Sunday. 65% this season.
Oh, where is her head gone?
She wants that Hungry Jacks.
Sunday makes the back end, so he's got 13 in the game now, Sunday Ditch.
Ultra aggressive in his milestone, raises the bat.
Last play of the first half, Adelaide by 10. Glidden, Ashley, Adnam. Single numbers on the shot clock. Adelaide with a foul to give. Adnam takes on McCarron. Tough shot, hung in the air, made it fit. Chance here for Adelaide. Ditch. No time to get it away. So the Phoenix score on the halftime buzzer to close it back to within 8 after being down 17. It's a good fight back, but at halftime, Adelaide 49, the Phoenix 41.
Well, they did really well. 17 points at one stage just to close it within 8. Good last couple of minutes. Better offense, simple offense. That's really what it was. Little dump off passes, some easy buckets, and they got a few stops down the other end. A lot of it was missed shots, let's be honest, because Adelaide could get whatever they wanted when they tried hard enough. Good first half.
Rebound count 24-13 the Phoenix. Some things are going well as we get courtside to Maddie Garrick for some reaction.
Now, Mitch, great first half by you guys. You guys are rolling at the moment. You've had 2 great wins against Perth and Sydney. What's been the catalyst for your success?
Oh, we're playing with a bit more freedom, but I think we're paying attention on offense about our spacing, our execution, get the ball where it needs to go, and guys are taking the right shots.
Now, you did let the Phoenix in just in the last 2 minutes. What changed in your game plan that allowed that to happen?
Middle penetration hurt us. Obviously, Creek gets going. He's a tough cover one-on-one. We've got to keep helping each other and close up those lanes. They're just getting to the rim too easily.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Good luck for the second half.
Mitch McCarron there with Maddie Garrick. The Adelaide 36ers have led exclusively here. It's by 8 at halftime. Stay with us here on Friday Night Hoops. We've got highlights, stats, and a whole lot more coming your way on the Hungry Jacks NBL. John Casey to Damian Martin. How are you, Damo?
Good, mate. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Good to have you on board. Big game tonight.
Oh, yeah. I'm legitimately nervous.
Half-time in the first of our double-header here on Friday Night Hoops, and the Adelaide 36 has scored the first bucket of the game through Sunday Detch and have led exclusively since then. They're out by as many as 7 in the opening quarter and by as many as 17 in the second quarter. Joe Chee's been good, 12.6 boards for the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, but Hannah's with 12, Detch with 13, and Daniel Johnson been getting the job done for Adelaide so far.
I mean, a bit too easy on the offensive end for the Sixers, which is a bit to say about the defensive end for the Phoenix. You saw there a couple of the highlights. It was real simple. It was open shots. Dusty Hannahs, we know he's coming in being aggressive. He got the layup to start. They left Daniel Johnson open to hit a couple threes. This was his second one. He's already knocked one down, so you've got to carry a hand. He doesn't need anything to help him to get an open look. Knocks that one down. So we see Sunday Detch aggressive. Dusty Hannahs, he's come in, he's getting him up. That's all he's worried about right now, the last two games, and why not the way he's shooting. Joe Chi was really good in the first quarter. Kyle Adnan came on for a spark. And look, they showed a little bit in the last 2 minutes. This could have got out to a 25-point game at halftime. Brought it back to within single digits. So that's one thing to be happy about. Getting out rebounded convincingly are the Sixers. So they have to think about how they're going to try and solve that. And I'm expecting the Phoenix to show a little bit more in the third quarter.
10 players already in the first half for Adelaide, 9 for the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, and Sunday Detch celebrating game number 100. Well, he stepped out in style.
He came out straight away. He was aggressive straight away. Layup, jump shot. He just looks like a different player. I mean, they're playing with a lot of confidence. Like, as you said, they've won 2 games in a row. But there's no pressure. We keep talking about that. He's playing like he's having fun now. You know, and he's getting other people engaged. He's 5 for 10 from the field, 2 for 4 from the three-point line. But he's having fun, and that's the difference in the Adelaide.
3 assists for him, Copes, and Adelaide has got 11 assists on 18 made field goals and 8 assists only for the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, who have got their problems at the moment. And speaking of problems, well, the Perth Wildcats have got some problems for the first time in a long time. They're in danger of missing the playoffs for the first time in 35 years. Damian Martin's in Perth at the moment ahead of the clash against Illawarra. It's one of the biggest games that Perth have had to play in some time, Damo.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Obviously, a lot riding on the line, not only for tonight's game, but going into Sunday. So 2 chances to take care of destiny themselves if they can get a win. Otherwise, they're relying on a Melbourne United win over the Jack Jumpers. So a few nerves undoubtedly in the stands and maybe a few out on court.
Damo, there were some comments made by your coach over there. What's the reaction of the fans and the players?
Look, let's just hope they take care of business this weekend. They can go on to do something special in the postseason, and we never have to worry about those comments again. But the reality is the joke has always been you never want to be a part of that team that ends the streak, whether you're a player, you're a coach, you're admin, and let's hope that's not the case.
Well, Damo, talk to me. We know you're fantastic. You got your radio show now. We know your real estate, how good you are. We know you're a great barista. We know you love making coffee. So you're going to put your hand up. You want to coach the Wildcats?
No, I'm too busy. I'm actually trying to become Dorothy the dinosaur, so I'll put my hand up for another gig. But as far as coaching goes, no, not for me.
Damo, tell us about Vic Law and the syndesmosis injury that he sustained in the last game. Won't play again this season. Massive blow, we know that. But how did the team try and cover for him?
Look, the obvious answer is to say it has to be collectively, but to be honest, I think it's going to be someone like Todd Blanchfield who'll drop 20, 25 if they're to replace Vic. And it's not just the scoring that Vic was great for them, it's the rebounding. For a team that's not playing their best defence all season, they need to limit teams to one look at the ring, and that starts with defensive rebounding, which Vic was their best at.
And Damo, talk to us a little bit about Michael Frazier. We know last week he stepped up. What's that going to be like for his confidence? The team has always been there to support him, but he's going to be crucial for him.
You're exactly right, and I spoke to him during the week and he said, you're finally seeing Michael Frazier. So that 19 points he had in the win over Cairns, hopefully there's more of that to come if you're a Wildcat supporter. And I spoke to Brian Gorgon a little bit earlier, and they have to make sure that just because Vic is out, they don't focus on these other guys now and pay attention to someone like a Michael Frazier who's now shown that ability.
And Damo, just one last one before we let you go. Coach Scott Morrison basically said, look, if they want to pay me out next season, send me the money and I'm happy to go if they can find someone else for the job. I think he's been harshly dealt with here. You look at what they've gone through, their road trip that they had to sustain. I mean, he's already in 4th position. He's better than 6 other coaches. He's had mitigating circumstances. I think he's done a very good job. I can't understand why there's so much pressure on him.
Yeah, sometimes you get caught up in the heat of the moment and you can have a short-term memory. What they did on the road for 14 consecutive games was unprecedented for any Wildcats team. It was amazing. Sure, they haven't responded by taking care of business at home. First year coaching in a foreign league. I think he'll be safe regardless, but let's hope it doesn't come down to those discussions and their players can step up after hearing such an interview, knowing the pressure that could potentially be on their head coach.
Always the voice of reason. Look forward to joining you a little bit later for the second of our games when the Hawks hit the Perth Wildcats. Really looking forward to it, Damo.
Thanks, guys.
Lot to look forward to, and still the second half coming away from John Cain Arena with Adelaide up by 8. Dusty Hannah's looking to continue his hot streak, and Adelaide looking for their 3rd straight road win for the first time in 3 years. Stay with us here. Friday Night Hoops, more Hungry Jacks after this. Welcome back to Friday Night Hoops from John Cain Arena. These teams, Adelaide and the Phoenix, one win apiece so far this season. The team that led at halftime has gone on to win the game, and it's Adelaide up by 8 at the moment, but the Phoenix with a possession arrow. Munford with the ball carrying duties. Glidden starts the second half here, and Munford left alone goes solo and marches into the key, helps himself to an easy 2. Adelaide will give you chances.
No Isaiah Arthur to start this second half. He's had the 2 fouls. Played 8.5 minutes, 3 points, minus 14, so that could be a bit of a reason why. If there's no injury or anything.
Withers, 4 on the shot clock, looks to get one. Is he rejected by Joe Chi? First block of the game, but he's got 6 boards. Joint high in that category.
Jeez, he's long, isn't he?
Well, you have to do a little bit more than that if you're trying to get a shot over Joe Chi. Basically have to put him on the floor.
Detch forced to fire, shot clock going off in the background, comes to Glidden. Enterprising start to the second half. Creek, 1 of 9 in the first half, gets some confidence with the layup, and the Phoenix are back to within 4.
What do you think that locker room would have been like, Pete?
A lot of it would have been a bit more positive than it should have been. I mean, in terms of the way they ended, so they had a little bit more to be happy about. I would venture to guess a lot of it would have been player-led, being like, look, this is just not on. For whatever reason, we know the position we're in, but we have to be better. This third quarter, we cannot come out flat. We've got to finish the way we ended that. We've got to start the way we finished that second quarter.
Daniel Johnson gets Adelaide's first score since the interval. Mumford picks up the dribble. Creek working on Harris. Fancies chances here, wants to muscle up against him. Double team arrives. They get it to Glidden, top of the key. Penetration was good down low. Great D from Withers. Rejected the shot attempt there from Tarangi. Detch gets it from Johnson, works to the elbow. Harris. Pass first to McCarron. Shot clock rolls to single numbers once more for Adelaide. Johnson in the corner. Withers works inside. Chi confronted by Glidden. They get it back to Johnson for the wide open triple. It's off the mark.
Good defense, but good ball movement from the 36ers. Good look from Daniel Johnson, just couldn't knock it down.
Munford wheeling and dealing high off the window, adds to his tally. Now with 9 in the game. Withers goes on with the dribble here, confronted by Chi. Harris, lob pass, Johnson down low, just palmed it off the window to get the 2.
They work so well together. I love the way Harris comes in and feeds Daniel Johnson. And it's been happening ever since he started playing basketball. But he's a great player, a great young player who knows how to play the game.
C.J. Bruton spoke glowingly of Hiram Harris when he stepped into the lineup. He said, I always know he's ready to go.
That is the 4th time in this game the Phoenix have just thrown it out of bounds. You live with aggressive turnovers if you're trying to do it the right way, you're playing hard. There's been too much miscommunication, just simply throwing the ball out of bounds.
7 turnovers to do. It was the Achilles heel of Adelaide earlier in the season, their turnover count. And of those 7, they come from 5 different players for the Phoenix. Here's Johnson, has all 4 of Adelaide's points here in the first 3 minutes of the third. Goes to Harris, back to Johnson. This time he's off the mark. Liafa, scoop pass, Mitch Creek. Now Chi working on Johnson. Withers comes across with a double team, reaching in, and will pick up the foul. Going to be his first personal. Todd Withers, 8 points, 4 rebounds in 24 minutes. Is just not enough from an import with that minutes.
No, it's just definitely disappointing. Not what they expected.
Well, Glidden, nice inbound pass from Munford, gets him an easy look. He's got 7 in the game now. Margin again at 4.
Hardest part for both Withers and Hannes has been that they've both had their struggles as Withers throws an absolute bullet to Harris from right next to him. If one of them is balling, like the imports we've seen in the league that come in, the other one has less pressure and can fill a role, and they probably would have both really succeeded. Unfortunately, they both haven't found where they fit, and they both struggle because of it.
Shot clock to 10. Munford again working inside, can't complete it. Harris the rebound. Top with a season high of 17 points. Came in an overtime win against Melbourne back in round 9. So just not enough output from an import. Detch spinning. Hard off the window, couldn't connect.
Bit of one-on-one now from that the 36ers, which isn't the way they want to try and play. As Dusty Hannahs comes to the score bench. Mitch Creek, that's come for an offensive foul.
Contact was there.
CJ Bruton just telling him, yep, that's a foul. Just put his shoulder down.
Second personal on Mitch Creek. No player has more than 2 fouls in the game. As McCarron works on Munford. And Creek takes over. Johnson. Hannahs into the game once more. Wants to get something happening and quickly against Leafa. Nothing on offer. Shot clock to 7. McCarron from T.
Wow.
Knocks down the 3.
Wow. First 3-point attempted tonight.
And it's an NBA 3. And it goes.
And he's had a couple of good looks. I mean, good opportunities to get him up and hasn't done it.
I still think he can get more. I mean, and I know what he did with Melbourne United, and that's fantastic. But I remember the Mitch McCarron from Cairns, and he was a lot more aggressive. And he had you on your heels.
You speak about this all the time. Look how deep that is. Still 7 seconds left on the shot clock. It's a bit audacious.
But if you can make that now, just imagine how it would look if he was more aggressive.
That man can make that. I've seen that plenty of times.
22 threes at 27% this season for Mitch McCarron, but he's been good in many other areas. Top 5 in assists, leads the league in steals, averaging 8.7 boards. New captain of Adelaide has held up his end of the bargain in his debut season for the 36ers. This is Johnson, who's dangerous from deep, this time off the mark. Middle stages of the third. Adelaide by 7. As Leafa exchanges passes with Glidden, works to the elbow. They stood off him. Detch arrived late, just did enough to talk him out of it, and a chance for Adelaide to expand the margin. Detch peels off the 3. It's well short. Loose ball came to Harris. Hannahs in support. Harris was open for a long time, waited for Ashley to blow past, gets it done and drew a foul as well. And that's the type of foul that really hard to take as a coach.
Simon Mitchell trying to look at it, think if he should challenge it, but it looked like it was there. And again, he just wanted to get out of the way and then just slap back when the play was already over. Having that look here and got a bit of ball. Didn't seem to argue it too much, so I think he knew he got him on the hand, but didn't have to do it. If you're purposely jumping past to just get out of the play, don't even think about slapping back.
Harris can't convert the extra, but it's Adelaide by 9. Despite an enterprising start to this quarter from the Phoenix, they're worse off than they started, although Adnam eases the situation here. So Hannahs with the ball carrying duties. Poor pass. Wanted Soto, went straight to Ashley, who can jump upstairs and finish in style.
Big time out here from CJ Bruton.
8 points on 4 of 4 shooting by Brandon Ashley, and the margin cut to 5.
Just a lazy pass.
Was.
Soto wasn't really ready for it. I think that'll be the easiest 2 points Brandon Ashley has. And that's a good effort from Brandon Ashley. If you can see that, just try and bring a little bit more energy. Just get around and get in the lanes. And
he can play, he's just powerful.
That man stole your jacket, coach.
Body language, deliver passes, get open, transition. Your guys are 5-man, so we're in flow. You can punch it to get here, and then you're still in flow. Setting it on Ash as he comes off to throw it, then you got the action, right? We need to, again, ball movement, set picks, but keep pace. At this end of the floor, we need to make sure that no second shots, right? Ashley doesn't score outside the paint. Sit in and be a wall. Protect that. Here we go.
1, 2, 3, 6. Good timeout, CJ Bruton. Just stand the troops and just tell them to pick up their focus more than anything. Down the offensive end, there was some careless turnovers, a lot of one-on-one stuff to start. this third quarter. And that's leading to some easy buckets from the Phoenix. They had a really good first half. You want to make them have to work as hard as possible in the half court.
I dare say the smartest team in the second half is going to win the game. They're both making some horrible mistakes.
Nice pass, McCarran to Soto, who gets the 2 and draws a foul. Hasn't had a great night of it so far. Just 1 of 4 from the field prior to that.
Simple basketball here.
Where's the help?
Well, you could think about what CJ Bruton was drawing up. It was exactly that. He said Ash wanted to go at Brandon Ashley. They expected him to have that little hard hedge. In the end, he went a lot earlier than he would have thought. And Kai Soto made the right read and got to the line. 3-point play.
Adelaide by 8. They're 6 of 11 from the free throw line. Phoenix 6 of 8 in that category. They are up and now with a 3rd foul. Only player over 2 personals. And against Hannes. Shot clock to single numbers. Firing from deep off the mark. Glidden spills to Ashley. Right place, right time. Adds another 2.
Brandon Ashley to double figures with 10 points. Got 5 rebounds as well. Having an impact. He's got to stay out there.
5 of 5 from the field. Show how important he can be. Hannes against Adnam, giving him some of his own medicine with a snake dribble there, just drawing the foul.
That's exactly what that was. That's Kyle Adnam has done that really well for his career.
Made a living from it, really. Doesn't appreciate it coming back the other way. It never does.
Well, it's something that Delhi really showed what we could do. He did in the NBA, he did it for the Boomers, a little snake dribble. Get the defense on your back, and once you can perfect that and at the speed of it, then you can start to read how is my defender playing, and if they're going to be really aggressive trying to fight over the screen, you stop on a dime, they're going to clean you up.
Hannah's a perfect 4 of 4 from the free throw line.
And doesn't he look like a different person? Jeez.
14 points.
57 of 60 on the season. Here's Adnam with a snake dribble there, feeding Tarangi outside, off the mark. None of 5 from the field tonight, Ruben Tarangi. None of 3 from deep. Detch at the other end can't convert. Kept alive by Adelaide. Hannah's the open look. That's off the mark as well. Whistle on the play. And a foul on Brandon Ashley is going to be his 3rd personal.
You spoke about it.
Over the limit free throws to come now for Adelaide.
He's having a terrific game. He's just got to stay out of foul trouble. We go back to the one before that. That was the silliest one of the lot. Well, that's up there.
Come on, bro.
Hold my beer.
What are you thinking? In front of the referee with 2 hands.
I take back what I just said. Exactly right. There's just no need to do it. You're not going to get away with that. And yes, you are stronger than Kai Soto right now, so you do have your little hands in the back. That's probably a 50-meter penalty in footy.
Does he think this is training or something? Do you not see the referee standing right there?
Well, he is playing terrifically. 10 points, 5 rebounds.
We've seen him turn it on at times, as he did in Cairns earlier this season. Kai Soto makes no mistake. So he's up to 9 points now, Kai Soto, including 5 here in the 3rd. Back to a double-figure margin as well. Less than 3 minutes out from 3-quarter time. First of our double-header tonight. A reminder, Perth and Illawarra still to come as Dufelmeyer slaps the ball out of court. Kyle Adnam, 8 points on 3 of 3 shooting, 3 assists to lead that category for his team. Goes solo here, off the window, couldn't convert. Soto the rebound.
Dusty, your shot.
Works into the paint.
Fair to say that one was going up. The coach called you out.
Second opportunity, didn't need to be told twice.
So listen to your coach. 16 points.
Late season revival from Dusty Hannes.
Good hands from Tad Dufelmeyer.
Loose ball, Withers gets it to Hannes.
Oh, go on, get another one up.
Penetration. Soto decides he's going to fire the 3 ball. And it's all the bottom of the net. Adelaide extend the margin back to 15 here.
I'm lost for words, Copes.
Well, that's hard to do for you, but
So this is a good hands from Tad Dufelmeyer. And they get the steal and get down the other end. Dusty Hannah just walks into it. And Kai Soto, yeah, you're probably going to live with it for the first one, but when you're trying to just create the energy, you want to at least get up and in. Joe Chi just going underneath it. It's going to be the scout. But he makes them pay. And again, it's yes, you're probably doing the right thing by the team. That's what you want. But we're trying to lift the energy here.
So we get that last one. DJ comes off. Okay. DJ pops. We got to get to that one. Okay. It's a hard show. Okay. We got to get this guy to that one. Okay. All right, but it's got to be a hard show on that. Next time down. Got too big. Too big.
Now, we mentioned how a few men in green who are going to be watching the game after this. The same men in green in the Apple Eye watching this one wouldn't be too thrilled with what they're seeing from the Phoenix, because the Phoenix play the Wildcats. I know there has to be other things to play out, including their own game. They need the Phoenix to be playing well enough to beat Perth if everything else goes to plan. Absolutely. On Sunday.
Well, inside the last 2 minutes of quarter number 3 here from John Cain Arena. And after getting back to as close as 4 earlier in this quarter, Phoenix are back down by 15. Joe Chi muscles his way in against Soto. Loose ball comes to Tad Dufelmeyer. Wants to go solo, takes on Munford and is off to the free throw line. So heads up play there from Dufelmeyer, knowing the foul count, and he's off to the stripe, where he's 1 of 2 so far in this game.
He's been quietly good this season, Tad Dufelmeyer. He hasn't done a whole lot. Struggled early, and again, they struggled early, I think, because of the same thing I mentioned before with Hannahs and Withers. They weren't who the 36ers wanted them to be, so it put a little bit more pressure on him to have to step up and not necessarily score the ball, but just to be a bit more involved. I think they've slowly started to find where he can have success alongside Mitch McCann, alongside Sunday Detch in the future.
Averaging 4 points in 13 minutes, has played 25 of Adelaide's 26 games. Season high of 12 points came against Perth in round 14. As we go courtside to Matty Garrett.
Certainly more relaxed in that timeout for the 36ers, edging out that lead there. Coach saying just keep going back to what's working, and obviously that is putting pressure on the rim. Stay locked in on defense and make sure you're getting stops as well.
11th turnover for the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. That's their season average. Still got a quarter and a bit to play.
Back out to 17 points. CJ Rudin's right, as Matt Garrick said. It's a simple game right now.
If it's working, you go back to it. If it ain't broke, you don't need to fix it.
This little 1-3-1 zone we've seen a little bit from the Phoenix.
Adelaide's highest score of the season, 100, came against the Phoenix back in round 17. As I mentioned earlier, the last 9 games between these teams all decided by single figures. So let's hope that that transpires and we see the fight back we need here as we adjust the clock. But CJ Bruton, such a positive character.
DJ!
Trying a little trick play here, but if you're screaming the bloke's name, there's a good chance that the Phoenix will be locked into it.
Maybe.
There you go.
Ashley deflected the pass. It came back to Dufelmeyer. The reverse wouldn't work for him. Chi the rebound, and now Munford. Inside the last 60 seconds of this third quarter, Munford penetrating, put on the accelerator, wouldn't work for him. Ball trickles out of court. Last touch by Adelaide.
Munford not happy there, thinking he got fouled.
The problem for Phoenix fans is that we know the last 5 games they haven't won the last quarter either. But they're closing in here. And as Glidden knocks down the triple, so he's into double figures. 2 of 6 from deep in his 10 points. They still have some work to do, down 14. Johnson hands over. Dufelmeyer, shot clock to single numbers. Well, the foul's going to be called on Chi here for pushing Soto into Munford. So free throws to come.
I just don't see how a team who were...
That's one thing they do well, is
find the open
baseline out of bounds. executing their sets, and there it is again. It's not much in it, but it's just unnecessary. You don't have to do it. Put the two hands just to push them out the way.
I don't know how they were. What were they? 5 and 7 and 2 or
6 and 2 on top of the ladder at the end of round 9.
6 and 2 on top of the ladder, and how do you fall off with the same talent? Yeah, you lose one player. But that one player with all this talent shouldn't make that big of a difference.
But they did have a soft draw, I guess, is something I'd throw into the mix there, Copes, because they beat Melbourne, but their other wins were twice against New Zealand, Cairns, Brisbane and Tasmania early. So it's a soft draw, I guess you could argue that. But then they did parlay that even a little further into the season, where at one stage, round 14, they were 11 and 6 and second on the ladder.
As we also mentioned, and we'll talk a bit more in the fourth quarter, is Cam Glidden taking a couple of big shots here just to try and steady the bleeding.
And that is 3-quarter time, so with 1 quarter to play, Adelaide will turn for home with a 14-point buffer. 3-quarter time at John Cain Arena. It's Adelaide 74, the Phoenix 60. Stay with us here on Friday Night Hoops. Oh, thanks for sharing your Friday night with us. Here in the Hungry Jacks National Basketball League, Lifesavers have launched a new range of fruit tingles, chocolate balls and chocolate block, available now in supermarkets. The new chocolate range is a fun new way to enjoy the iconic and nostalgic fruit tingle Lifesavers that we all know and love. Very tasty. Get hold of some if you can, and let's see if the Phoenix can find something here, a little tingling, and get back into the frame. Adelaide with a possession arrow and a 14-point edge here coming into the last quarter. Looking for their third straight road win for the first time since 2019, having beaten Perth and Sydney last weekend. They'll finish their season in Tasmania on Sunday against New Zealand. Here's Harris, all rejected. Nice defensive work there from Glidden. So he's doing it at both ends of the floor, Glidden. 12 points, including 2 triples, 6 boards, 2 assists, and a block shot as well. Chance now for Creek, who's had a very quiet night by his standards. Just 2 of 10 from the field for Creek, but Munford knifing between defenders, adding another 2 to his tally. He's into double figures. Margin cut to 12. Interesting times ahead. To mention, these teams have a history of close finishes. And Adelaide at the moment, they'll be just starting to get a little nervous on a margin that was out to 17 in the second and third quarters. Detch knocks down the 3, looked a little off balance.
He's on fire.
It came up with the goods.
Hit his first 2 of the game. from deep and then miss some easy ones.
That's the trouble when you're chasing. Someone can knock down a shot that looked a little unlikely, but Munford won't be deterred at the moment. He's off the mark. Tip-in wouldn't work for Tarangi, but does for Brandon Ashley, who's 6 of 6 from the field for his 12 points.
7 rebounds as well, so he's just making things happen. 3 fouls, he's just got to stay out there.
Johnson for Withers. Shot clock to single numbers. Harris joins in. Was looking for Johnson baseline. Couldn't find a passing lane. They get it to DJ now. He fires the 3 against Creek and pills off another triple.
Man down, man down.
12 of 26, and they've missed a lot of open ones, the Adelaide 36ers. Really, as we heard from CJ Brewer and Matty Garrick just talking, just simple basketball. Ball movement, set screens. If you're open, just let it fly. Don't have to overcomplicate things, because right now you can get whatever you want on the offensive end.
Karen. Shot clock to 5. Looks inside. Harris, quick first step to the baseline. Nothing on offer. They're going to have to create something quickly. It was a turnover waiting to happen.
That's the opposite of what we just spoke about. Here's Sunday Desh, late shot clock. It's a big time hit. Daniel Johnson. Mitch Creek, his body was there, but his hands were down until the last second. Daniel Johnson doesn't need much space at all. It's Brandon Ashley. Foul, they go to the line.
Second personal for Daniel Johnson.
He's not happy because he caught one in the lid. Right across the face. Have another look at it here. Brandon Ashley.
He fouled him with his face.
Don't get too much emotion out of Daniel Johnson, but you do when gets hit in the face. Actually, he's missed 1 free throw, otherwise would be on track for the perfect game, minus the 3 fouls.
And he's been good.
But he is often good. The big thing, and Sol Mitchell is the same. He's going to be thinking, he's like, I want to play you. I want to play you 25, 30 minutes a game. You don't give me much choice when you pick up these little fouls, when you just make silly decisions.
You mean like push a guy in the back in front of a referee?
Well, that'd be one.
Sunday Ditch hands over to Johnson. Shot clock rolls to 10 for Adelaide. McCarron, they stood off him. Can't connect on this occasion. Run for the rebound.
Should have taken 2 steps back, Mitch McCarron.
Goes on with the dribble, kicks to Glidden. The danger man fires again, splashes his 3rd triple. He's up to 15 points. He leads the Phoenix.
It's a really good sign. It's late in the season, but Cam Glidden, another one that Ryan Brockhoff went down. Expected him to try and get a little bit more involved, just couldn't find his rhythm.
There's so many weapons. Sometimes you can have too many weapons, Pete.
Oh, no doubt about it. I've said this for months for the Phoenix. I just thought they had too much talent throughout their whole roster, because you want to try and test who's playing well. If I've got all this talent, you want to use it. But the issue is, guys can't get hot at the same time. Well, who's going to have confidence then? Who's not going to have confidence at a different time? And so often it's just a bit of a juggling act that just hasn't worked out.
Harris against Creek, came up empty. Off and running. Chance now for Tarangi. And free throws to come. Foul called on McCarron, his first personal. This is a long way from over. Free throws to come. 6 and a bit minutes left on the clock. Dusty House checks back in, looking to build on a nice night where he's had 16 points on 5 of 8 shooting. So Ruben Tarangi, a 50% free throw shooter this season, 6 of 12 coming into this game.
0 for 6 from the field.
Cam Bairstow sitting down sideline with injury. 11 points, 8 boards and 1 block he's averaged this season in 18 games. And the margin cut to 7. Good start to the final quarter by the Phoenix. Some work to do for Adelaide. Karen brings them back up the floor. They need a high percentage play. As the shot clock works to 10 and beyond. Hannes, Johnson working on Ashley. Lob pass down low on McCarron. Just couldn't handle it. And Adelaide turned it over for just the 7th time in the game.
Again, just very stagnant on offense. Little timeout here. No surprise.
6 and a bit minutes to play. Phoenix are coming. It's Adelaide 80, the Phoenix 73. Well, down by as many as 17 in the second and third quarters, by 16 here just 2 minutes ago, and the margin cut to 7 with some free throws to back it up. It's turned into a little bit more interesting than we suspected.
It has. They certainly made a game of it. Bad turnovers by Adelaide, bad shots by Adelaide, and Southeast Melbourne have taken advantage of that.
Trying to complicate things, and also just a little bit, the energy's been sapped out of it on Adelaide's end. Look, got out by 16 3 different times. You've got to put them away. You've got to put your foot down. It has been this little run from the Phoenix. Damian Martin, he's got 11 points. He's been aggressive. Cam Glidden has been really good with his 15 points.
Turnovers after turnover. Just bad mistakes by Adelaide.
9-0 run in favour of the Phoenix. Could be more to come. Ashley misses for the first time in the game. Kept it alive with the offensive rebound, though. Shot clock to single numbers as Ashley rejected, ran into Hannah's loose ball, came to Glidden, same spot, same result. He's now knocked down 4 triples. It's a 4-point game.
Wow.
Man, Ashley had 2 bites of the cherry.
12 unanswered points as the Phoenix breathing down Adelaide's neck. And the band's getting involved as well. Sunday Detch ran into a brick wall.
Tell you what, this...
Challenge it if you don't call it.
I think Simon Mitchell might have a really good case here. It looked like it could have been on Daniel Johnson pushing the defender in to Sunday Detch. So we'll have another look at it here. Oh, maybe not.
Not a push, maybe a...
Foul is on, 44. Sorry, 7. 7.
Yeah,
correct.
so I think it's...
You got 2.
Simon Mitchell, at full speed, I thought it would look like Daniel Johnson might... So that's what I thought too at fast speed. When you slowed it down...
You got the call wrong. He's called the foul.
So have another look at it here.
He's called the
So
foul.
Daniel Johnson, it doesn't really do much at all, if at all.
No.
It definitely looked like it at full speed, but it was absolutely not. So Simon Mitchell, he'll lose that challenge if he tries.
Maybe you and Simon need glasses.
Well, at full speed it looked, because I was thinking, how does Ruben Troney just get in the way like that?
Sunday Detch 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Makes the extra. At 13 points at half-time, Sunday Detch has 17 at the moment. 8 came in the opening quarter, including the first 2 of the game. Adelaide has led exclusively here. The Phoenix haven't had an under 4 points since the opening quarter. But they are grabbing some momentum here at the moment. Middle stages of the final quarter. Hannah's in a mismatch here against Creek. Let's fly and is off to the free throw line, where he's 2 of 2 in the game.
It's again simple basketball. Get the ball down to Mitch Creek. He's 3 of 12 for the night, but 5 minutes to go. The defense still knows he's your main man. They're still going to be looking for where he is. They're going to try and stop him, even though he is having a tough night from the field.
Well, they actually tried to get Glidden coming off a screen, and DJ switched out on him, and they threw it inside the Creek. And that's a smart move because he's very good on that box when he gets going.
Adelaide's 12 threes in this game, the equal most they've hit this season in a game. We've got 7 players who have connected on a triple. That's good variation. Sunday Detch, quick outlet pass for Johnson. Inside the last 5 minutes. It's a 4-point ball game. The Phoenix are coming hard here at the moment. 18 points to 8. as the scoreline sits three-quarter time. Detch baseline working on Creek. Oh, away pass. Looked like an offensive foul. The hook is called. Sunday Detch picks up his second.
This is just a nothing offense once again. There's been about 3 or 4 of those in the last couple of minutes. There's a little high five. Having a look at it, just the ball was staying in Sunday Detch's hands. He was trying to make something happen, and right there, not a whole lot in it, but as soon as the hand gets up above the shoulders, it's an easy call for the referee. Oh, there you go.
Opportunity goes begging for the Phoenix. Here's McCarron penetrating. Nothing on offer. Hannahs looks to go to work. Floater is nice. Gets it done. Draws a foul.
Well, I think it's going to count, but the foul is going to be on Kai Soto. Yeah, underneath. They're just being a bit overzealous on the rebound.
Well, that's 4 fouls now on Adelaide in this quarter. Still 4.5 to play.
That's a bonus, so Creek's going to go down the other end and shoot a couple.
In fact, they are over the limit, yes.
It's not a whole lot in that.
No, a little bit of acting, but
a little bit of mayonnaise in that one, you reckon?
A little bit.
Translates to 2 points. You'll take it.
Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. This comeback of the year for the Phoenix would be this game. If they can get it done, well, they've got it back again here. Close range. Can't connect. Loose ball. Came back to Tarangi. A little bit happening off the ball there. Soto and Munford agreeing to disagree.
Mitch McCarron, the player, is always going to get in there and have his teammates back, and a little bit of extracurricular. Let's have another look at this. Munford.
Just keep an eye on him. Yes.
We'll keep another look at this. And
Have you got anything to add from that?
A little bit of elbow, a little bit of knee.
Foul is on. 3 wide. 3 wide. Hits. 2.
so in the end, it's just going to be what the play was, which was a foul on Dusty Hannahs. Ruben Tarangi.
Right, 2 shots.
All that for nothing. It's not like back in your day, Copes.
No.
Well, the Phoenix had taken 8 free throws at three-quarter time. They've taken 9 here already in this quarter. And they're in the bonus.
TJ Bruton getting a bit upset now because they've been terrific for the majority of the night. There's 4 minutes to go. The last thing you want to do is just fall over.
Got away with one because he's talking. Get open.
20 to 10 since three-quarter time, and trouble getting it up the floor here. Munford reaching in will be called for the foul. That'll be his third person.
Just a little bit we've seen from the Phoenix at times when they're desperate in games, they full court press. I spoke about how the zone could look good for them. This looks good for them as well, and we keep talking about how much depth they have trying to rotate players. If you want to keep players fresh, then this should be probably the defense you try and play more often than not. Get up and in, do what they're doing, face guard, run and jump, do all these other different things to really junk it up.
You got enough players to do that, enough guards to do that, and you have guys asking to come out if you're doing it the right way.
No question.
Shot clock to single numbers here as Adelaide into their offense late. Hannahs, Johnson, reluctant shooter, tried the pass, deflected, came to Soto from close range, can't connect. Phoenix fans getting excited here inside the last 4 minutes. They've closed to within 4. Creek takes them on. Ball knocked down out of court. Phoenix will restart.
That's a warning. That's a warning. Warning. Yep.
Mitch Creek getting a little animated, a little too animated. Levine Glidden has been good, continues to be good. It's back to a 1-point ball game, as close as the Phoenix have been since the opening quarter.
How does he get that wide open 5 times, 10 times?
It's a great question. Anyone that's hurting you from deep.
Johnson this time decides to fire. Good option with the answering triple.
Cut, copy, paste. Back to you, Copes.
First score of the final quarter for Daniel Johnson. Took over 3 minutes out from the decision here.
He was open again, Cam Glidden.
they're switching, but it's not using the same energy.
Creek fires, that wouldn't work. Hasn't been his night shooting-wise. None of 4 from deep, 3 of 13 from the field.
That's just unacceptable.
Johnson, Brennan actually was see where he was trying to get to for the hedge, but unless someone's going to fully rotate, can't leave that man wide open.
Timeout called, 3:04 left on the clock. 36ers have got plenty to think about at the moment.
If we see zone, right? If we see zone, we're in LA up. LA up. Guard, again, move the ball, get it. He circles Kai. Step in and power without pushing on that. In this catch here, it's throw it back, or you've got the room to drive it. You got the driving angle.
Set him up, get a fucking catch. We need to get these catches.
Yes. If defensively right now, they're in the bonus. So they drive, it's you got the man that you sit in on, and then you guys need to show. Creaky's going to keep the basketball. He's going to go to work. No fouling. But the punch is on. You keep setting the punch because you got Ashley in transition.
Cam Glidden has lit it up. He's got 9 points in this final quarter and knocked down 5 threes. 32-year-old, his 10th season in the NBL. Wondered what the future held for him, given that this season hasn't been his best, averaging 4 points and 22 threes at 36%.
I always thought that if they got fully healthy, their lineup would have been Munford, Glidden, Brockhoff, Creek, Cheat. That's what I thought was going to be their starting lineup and what they're trying to close games with. But again, we spoke a bit about confidence, coach, and all the different lineups trying to throw guards in there. It was clearly going to affect a guy like Cam Glidden.
Absolutely.
Let's go courtside to Matty Garrick.
Yeah, look, the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix timeout there. Coach just had one word in capital letters. He didn't say much, and all it said was penalty. They need to get to the line. He said put pressure, lock in, put pressure on the rim, and make use of Adelaide in foul trouble.
3 on the shot clock. Duffelmeyer needs to get busy. Tough shot, couldn't connect. Johnson thought he was pushed by Ashley. Referees didn't see it that way. Phoenix down 4, go to Munford, and whistle on the play. They want the 2 to count.
So they're going to count the points here. Kai Soto.
One shot, guys, let's go.
Called a goaltending and takes out the camera. Maybe a Munford. So that's,
All right, guys, basket's good.
instead of just being the foul, it's going to be a potential 3-point play. Kai Soto just got 14 points, had a good impact on this game, but just didn't have to do that. That was already called.
Getting value for money tonight at John Cain Arena. The last home game of the season for the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, who head to Perth on Sunday to complete their season duties. And it's a 1-point ball game, 2.5 to play. Johnson hands over to Sunday Detch, who's happy just to control things for the moment. He waves McCarron away. Here's Duffelmeyer. Soto out there as well. No Dusty Hannahs. Detch lost control of it. Just got a fingertip on it. Worked it back to Duffelmeyer. 2 on the shot clock from close range. Soto adds the 2.
Great pass. Great
awareness from Duffelmeyer not to just launch it from deep. I'll tell you what, we've been waiting all week for the game that's after this, so there's absolutely no reason why this won't go to overtime.
Wait a little bit longer, you think? These teams have a history of tight finishes. And nice passes, Leonard Copeland told you.
It's also on Kai Soto as well. Knowing the shot clock is running down, a lot of people might just try and get ready to get the offensive rebound if there's a late heave. Just to keep with that seal.
It's 5 assists for Duffelmeyer now. Equal game high. Detch also has 5, likewise Munford. Glidden got open again. He's hit 6 threes, and we're on level terms.
Well, just a little give and go.
That's just unacceptable. I'm sorry. And I like Detch. I know he plays great defense, but you cannot lose a guy who's that hot in a game, this close to the end of the game.
Adelaide popped the question. Duffelmeyer shares it. Soto fires the 3. It's off the mark. Duffelmeyer gets after it. Beaten to it to Munford, and now Creek.
Fine Glidden.
inside the last 90 seconds.
McCarron taking the assignment. Cam Glidden.
Munford lost his balance. Beats the ball outside. Liafa. Phoenix in front for the first time in the game. A little over a minute to play. Fans climb to their feet.
Oh, my. That was Cam Glidden, then Liafa. Kind of a nothing offense. Had no choice left but to shoot it. But here's a little give and go. Sunday Dech just fell asleep. We don't often see that from him when he knows he's guarding Cam Glidden, who's on fire tonight. This one is tough, but Adam Johnson's hands were down, inviting that shot. Look at Adelaide answer back. You don't need a three straight away. Cam Glidden, though, he has been excellent tonight. 30 minutes, so 24 points on 9 of 14 from the field. Doesn't have to do a whole lot of hard work for it. It's just his game. Knocks down some easy shots and then makes the tough ones feel a bit like layups, and this one's just working to his spot. He's one of these grooves. This is what Cam Glidden can definitely give you. He's done it his whole career. Credit the Phoenix for always looking for him and finding him. It's been really good.
6 for 11 from the three-point line. That's great shooting, but that's terrible defense.
Well, a lot of them, as we've seen, like right here, he's already hit plenty. He's got to stay locked in and make someone else beat. Sunday Dech. That ball, Brandon Ashley, Mitch McCarron. Mitch McCarron is a really good post defender. I'm living with that. What I'm not doing is going to turn my head and let Cam Glidden get an easy look at a three.
Well, they're energised now, the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. They were down 17 in the second quarter and again 17 in the third. They've got 32 points here in the final quarter. Highest scoring final quarter of the season was New Zealand's 35 against the Phoenix in Bendigo in round 19. So Adelaide have got problems here. They go to Dech in the corner. It's off the mark. Dufemeier, the offensive rebound. They can reset. Dech is 3 of 9 from long range in game number 100. This time looks for some penetration. Kicks. Withers for the three ball. That's off the mark as well.
Well, they didn't need a three, but they went for it. That's what they were looking for. It was a good first play. Sunday Dech was wide open, just couldn't hit one.
They weren't bad shots, I mean, but
after that, just put your head down and try and be aggressive as quick as possible.
Adelaide over the limit in terms of fouls. Phoenix, well, they've coughed it up. Munford lost it there. And deflected out of court, last touch by the Phoenix. And they'll check it in the replay centre there. But this is a season for the Phoenix. It's been so close for them. 10 of their 13 losses have been by single figures. They're going to come up short by a couple of games. On the replay, what are your thoughts?
So they've called Adelaide ball, so there's going to be sufficient to overturn it.
Adelaide ball. I think it's Adelaide ball.
It looks like Mumford right there.
Yep.
That last one. It's going to be that right angle, I believe. Just trying to. So it's this second grab. No, it's this one right there.
Yep.
I think it's going to be hard to overturn. Certainly Arthur's gone to take it out already. Sunday Dech doesn't seem too confident. So if I'm Adelaide, what I'm not doing is setting up to play defense.
That's exactly right.
I'll be getting down the other end, play a chess game. Because if it's 50-50 replay center looking, oh, okay, everyone's set up. Well, all right.
Well, they've overturned it. Phoenix get possession. Just check the shot clock. 6 seems a little skinny. We're going to live with it. Creek against Withers. High off the window, wouldn't work. McCarron the rebound. Adelaide down 3. Little over 30 seconds to play. Johnson's been their best avenue of attack from three-point range in the game. He's 4 of 8. They get it out to him now. Behind the back, Dufemeier, left open, bounces into Ashley. Contact, no whistle. Shot clock rolls to 5. Dech in the corner, tough shot. Oh, nails it.
Well, it's a 2. It's been called a 2 on the floor. I don't think Sunday Dech realises it. They made hard work of it. Oh, wow. He got to the corner, just had a foot on the line. Oh, absolutely. And that hurts. No doubt about it. That is a 2.
Less than 14 seconds on the
I'm
clock.
fouling straight away.
Oh, absolutely. You got to foul.
Straight away.
Just do it the right way. But they just took too long. I know they were trying to get a 3. Sunday Detch.
Well, remember the game when these teams played in Adelaide in round 14. Came down to the wire in that game. Both teams were in front in the last quarter. Jamie Poorman actually coached on that occasion. CJ Bruton was out with COVID protocols. And tied up. Getting real tight once again. So Adelaide has played overtime just once this season, winning at home against Melbourne. The South East Melbourne Phoenix yet to play an overtime game this season.
So right now, if you're Adelaide 36ers, Azalea is going to pass the ball in. Putting 2 guys on Glidden, 1 on Mumford. You want Brandon Ashley to catch the ball and then foul Brandon Ashley.
Didn't foul straight away, and now Liapa is fouled by Sunday Detch, his 3rd personal. Liapa goes to the stripe, a 50 or 88% free throw shooter, excuse me. 22 of 25 this season, Liapa. Not the man you'd want to foul, but as we've spoken about, free throws in this scenario can be a little tougher than your garden variety.
Not that
Didn't even look like it when I missed it.
So this for a 3-point buffer with 10 seconds to play.
I think the Phoenix still too much time left to probably foul. Not let them get a 3-pointer up.
So Adelaide down 3.
Would you foul or would you get my...
Well, dude, not in the bonus.
Here's Dupelmeyer, slow pass. Johnson, the 3-ball, it's off the mark. Dupelmeyer gets it back.
Mike.
Last go.
Mike.
Withers on the buzzer, can't connect. And the South East Melbourne Phoenix have come from 17 down to prevail against Adelaide in a cliffhanger.
Wow.
It's the Phoenix 94, Adelaide 91.
Well, they had a good look at it in the end. Offensive rebound. Todd Withers couldn't knock it down. But in the end, Phoenix win by 2 centimeters of Sunday Detch shoot.
Wow.
Let's have another look at this last play. Dupelmeyer gets it to Daniel Johnson. On its way off the marker. Gets the rebound. Todd Withers. It's as good a look as you want. Send the game to overtime. And I bet it looked perfect out of the hand for him. But credit the Phoenix. Full like a player of the game. Who else? Cam Glidden got 6 rebounds with 24 points. He was outstanding. They came back from 17 points twice, and they were down 16 in the 4th. Came away with the win.
Yeah, great fight back. Look, although they got the win, they wouldn't be satisfied with some of their play, but they certainly have to be satisfied with the way they fought back and the way they stood in there, stayed in there as a team.
Yeah, they salvaged a lot there right at the end. The South East Melbourne Phoenix. Cam Glidden, the Foot Locker player of the game, had 12 points in that final quarter out of the 34 the Phoenix came up with. What a result for them. We'll be back with more to wrap it up right after this.